Yeah, it's your boy Fist in his house. Bring another great edition of GTA 5 for me to you, because that's what I do. Getting me in my little tarmac, getting on the tarmac, showing you how to hijack a 747. I think this one on the left was a 737 or something, but you can tell it's got the little hump right there in the front. So you want to hijack the biggest plane you can get your hands on. And you get this little card in here. The best way to do it is this. The first thing you want to do is always take a taxi cab and go straight to flight school. And then what you do is you go up the stairs for flight school, and instead of going to flight school, you jump over the stairs and then you back up the jet. The great thing about this particular airport is you're not going to get shot down, but you want to make sure that you don't clip any other planes. Back it up, hit the left trigger, or whatever it is, and then you don't need that much to take off because you're not worried about rockets shooting at you. And I wanted to talk about the political correctness of Grand Theft Auto 5 and how it relates to 747s and jets and 9/11 in this game. I noticed that GTA attacks a lot of political statements or political ideologies, but when it comes to things like, you know, of course 9/11 is a very, very touchy subject because obviously a lot of people died and it was terrorism and so on and so forth. So nobody wants to, like, you know, deal with that. You know what I mean? They don't want to draw no attention to their game for sure. And what I noticed in this game, and not that I did it on purpose, not that I did it on purpose. The more or less, this was my very first hijacking of a huge commercial jetliner. But I wanted to see, like, how high I could go. You know, it was pretty awesome about this game, about this gameplay that I'm showing you right now, is the fact that there was other commercial jetliners that are so high that you can't see them in this game. But if you are in the 747, you'll notice that the sun, if they come across you, I'll notice here that the shadow will overcast on your airplane. So, you know, I was playing around. I just wanted to see how high this jetliner would go. I mean, I was just testing out. See right there, I seen the jet there, and I wasn't too sure, and I was looking for it. But these are the things that I like about this game is how much detail. I mean, we're talking from top to bottom. GTA has an amazing gaming detail. I mean, right here, I mean, obviously, I'm in a invert, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it out of this. And to the airspeed comparative to the ratio to the ground, I mean, it was pretty amazing to witness some of this. I mean, you get to do everything in this game. You get to fly jets, you get to bicycle ride, you could ATV, jet ski, boats, everything. I mean, you get to see everything in this game. So, you know, if you're one of those gamers who likes everything in this game, it has it in here. So I didn't do too many flying games, particularly ever. So I get to experience this. You know what I thought this was beautiful is the way the jet sounded, the way it looks over the water, and then you hit a certain crest or line and the curvature of the planet. I haven't took it to where I'd stall it out yet. I mean, there's so much to do in this game. It's so awesome. But I want to get back to the, you know, the political correctness of GTA, and you know, and where, you know, people get confused about reality and fantasy. And like I said, GTA touches on a lot of political views and ideology, religion, sex, you know, marijuana, legalization of marijuana, beating, you know, women abuse, gay rights. I mean, they touched on everything. And so I want to see how well the 747 handled in tough situations without, you know, I wanted to see the game mechanics, and I wanted to test them and I wasn't, trying to fly a jet into the building. I wanted to see how maneuverable it was comparative to, the distance. How the distance would react to how you're looking at the game. When you're driving the car, and for example, if you're driving the car on the road really fast, you'll notice that it looks really fast. Like, you could tell, like, when to turn and dodge cars and all that when you're driving on the road. But when you're flying a jet, you really don't know how fast you're going. There's no speedometer. It doesn't tell you your airspeed. You kind of got to just guesstimate, what situation you're in here. And I thought this was pretty beautiful here. You're flying, you hit a certain distance, and you're like, you could tell that you're above cloud level. And sometimes cloud levels are higher or lower. You don't really know. But you'll notice that, you could see in the right-hand corner, it tells you what area you're in. But you'll notice that once you hit above these clouds, you're at a certain level. I mean, you pretty much basically know you're probably at 30,000 feet. So then I took it into a dive, and I wanted to see, how the distance to relationship to the ground would change. And look how fast that changed. So it looked like it was pretty accurate. So the next thing I wanted to do, I wanted to see how beautiful it would look if, or how it looked comparative to how low I was flying to the ground. Because these things are awesome. I wanted to see the detail in how the shadows looked casting on the ground when I was flying, how it sounded, the way it looked. These things were fascinating to me, and I really enjoy this. But the one thing I want to point out at the end of this video is that, I understand how sensitive and politically correct GTA is, and understandably so. If you'll notice that a lot of other planes and helicopters you fly, when they smash into something, they explode. If you rob somebody and you try to get away from the cops, at the end of the game, reality kicks in. They always kill you. So there's always this stopper that GTA puts out there. And so this is beautiful. Flying a 747 really low and seeing the details, rendering while you're flying is amazing. Looking at the water, this is beautiful. I look at this and I'm like thinking to myself, gosh, you could just get lost in this. When you lose yourself and you're like thinking, maybe I can land this plane on a highway or on the beach, and I'm thinking to myself, what should I do? How long can I keep this plane up before it crashes? And I'm looking at the buildings, and maybe this is how you look out the window when you're actually in the plane, when you're about to land, and you're seeing how close the buildings look. And they just got this just so right. And you're looking at it, it's like you wish you could just like switch seats and look out the window and put it on autopilot just to enjoy the view. So that's what I was trying to do here. And I was just seeing how low I can fly this plane and see the turnability and all of that. So I just found it quite fascinating that it didn't explode at the end. Like, I took it between two buildings, and I wasn't going to crash it into a building. So I wanted to make that point perfectly clear. But what had happened is one of my wings clipped a building, and it came off. And I was like, uh-oh, it's going to hit a building and explode, and I don't know if I should post that. But the thing is it didn't explode. What they did was they went to, you're wasted, and the plane didn't explode, and that was the cutscene. And I thought, GTA is really smart for doing that. And here it is, right here. And look how awesome that view from up top. And I wanted to get that. There's so much great machinima videos that you can make from this. And I'm thinking, like, you could really make a great machinima video. And I'm thinking about it, and here I was like, okay, let's see if this ratio, you don't know how it would fit, or see right there, I clipped it, and my wing came off, and I didn't know it, and I watched it explode. Well, it won't explode, and it just stops. Now, see how political correct that is? Anything else in the game would explode. So here's the thing about GTA when people say this is like a bad game for the public. One, they're very political correct and sensitive to issues. whether they be reality, in which no matter what you do in this game, if you try to escape from the police, at the end you will die. They're sensitive to the fact of 9/11. They're not going to let you fly that plane into the building. It's going to explode. They'll just show it stop right there, and they'll say wasted. So Rockstar people are really smart, and I appreciate that. And I hope you guys appreciate that too. Until next time, it's your boy Fist. Peace. I'm out.